Namaste. Hello, 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 everyone. I'm Dawn Haywood, your online yoga teacher who empowers women over 40 to use yoga tools to move from a state of frazzled to a state of calm. Welcome to this week's Dharma Talk. If you are here live, please go ahead and hashtag live. If you are watching on the replay, please hashtag replay. And if you could also share, if you feel called and comfortable, if today's topic is the benefits of slowing down. So I would love to hear what you are doing in your life in this moment to help you work towards slowing down. So what kinds of things are you doing to slow down in your day? Hey, Christian, good to see you. I'm glad that you were online and I popped on. So welcome, welcome. I'm just tagging everybody. Oh, nope, that's not going to work. I don't know if this is going to work. Probably not. So anyway, welcome, welcome. Sorry, got a little distracted. So I'm going to dive right in, and I am going to get started about why this topic of slowing down is so much of a passion of mine. Start with a story of a young mom who had returned to work after having a second baby and was feeling incredibly overwhelmed. That was me. Found yoga. It was great. It helped me with my postpartum depression. That's not the purpose of this particular talk, to talk about my experience with yoga and postpartum depression. The point was to get the process started. So I started practicing yoga fairly regularly, was leading a pretty fast-paced life, was a first-line supervisor, just started a new job. We were talking about the possibility of moving away from the area, and there was just a lot going on. And yoga gave me a place where I could go. It was a sanctuary, the yoga studio, where I could go. I didn't have any distractions other than my mind and my body. And I could simply be. There was no judgment. There was no, it was challenging, but there was nothing where I felt unwelcome. And I know many of you may not have had that experience before, and I want to apologize for the ancient origins of yoga, because really yoga was created for everyone. So Christian, yeah, I Taurus season, yep. So it's another really good opportunity to slow down. So yeah, this talk is actually probably perfect with this being in Taurus season. So fast forward to us moving. We moved out to the West Coast from the Northeast about 17 years ago, 16 and a half, 17 years ago. And oh my gosh, life exploded. I thought I was on a roller coaster of a grind culture, working, the commute, just going from place to place. Oh, it was even more, the level of busyness went up a notch. Specifically because we had children in activities after school. My jobs were very busy. Put it in perspective, in the first 3 years, I think 3 years or 4 years we were here, I had like 5 jobs, 6 jobs. It was insane. So needless to say, about 10 years ago, I decided something had to give. So I made the decision to stop the frazzle. Hey, Shara, nice to see you. I'm so glad you caught me from the beginning this time. So welcome, welcome. If you, both of you want to, if you're here live or if you're watching on the replay, if you want to drop into the comments any of the ways that you practice slowing down to share with the community, that would be awesome. So back to my situation, I I made the conscious decision that I, for my own mental health, needed to slow down. I needed to stop saying yes to everything. So that was number one, was the decision to start saying no, which can be very difficult if you are if you like to work with people and you're used to saying yes all the time. There is a phrase that's associated with that. I don't like that phrase, so I am not going to say it out loud. So that for me was the first step, was starting to decide what activities no longer served me. And I'm still working through that process. Although over the years, over those 10 years, some activities naturally went away with respect to the kids' activities. Their interests changed and their schedules changed. So certain things began to fall away. And what also happened at the same time was a conscious decision to really dig back into my yoga practice. Generally, I went once a week, but I was also doing other things in between. And Kristen, I love your responses. Your slowing down is making the intention to not work every single day to build your business, which is huge. Being a small business owner, you could be working 24/7 if you want to, and setting those boundaries is another really great way to cultivate the process of slowing down. So we're talking a lot about external things, yeah, Christian, also the saying yes to everything. That's very common for women. And that's why I love the yoga, is that particularly when you work with me, you've got a safe place where you can come and know that I will lead you step by step through each pose. I'm also going to tell you, you don't have to do everything. You can move in the way you want to move. And for a lot of people, that can be a very freeing experience. And also the pace of my classes are much slower. And the reason being is there are a number of scientific studies. Unfortunately, I don't have the list of citations in this moment yet. If you are interested in getting more information, I can point you to some yoga teachers, particularly Christine Canaveri-Weber with Subtle Yoga. She has done a lot of research on the science of slowing down. And one of the scientific benefits of slowing down is that you're training your brain to take moments of pause between each thought. So the more often you come to your mat, and in my classes we do a lot of linking breath to movement, which allows the mind to slow down. We also spend a lot of time contemplating poses, which translates to holding poses a little bit longer and sitting in silence. And when you are given an opportunity to slow down, guess what happens? The mind starts to race. And when that happens, what's beautiful about a yoga practice, and particularly the type of style that I teach, and with Christine Canaveri-Weber, sure, I'm glad that you know of her. Yeah, she is amazing. She has a lot of short videos as well, talking about the science behind moving slowly. But what's beautiful about a regular yoga practice, whether it be coming into an online studio or going into a class in person and being guided through a sequence of poses and breathing exercises, or if you have a regular meditation practice or breathwork practice, or you simply make a conscious choice to pay attention to a routine activity every day, you're practicing the skills of retraining your brain. And giving your brain a place and a point of contact to concentrate on, which then allows the the treadmill or the mouse wheel. I worked out this morning. I was on the treadmill, so I'm going to say treadmill. I'll stick with the treadmill versus the hamster wheel. When your mind is constantly going, it has an adverse impact on your body. So think about for a minute here. Just take a moment here to for a short practice, coming into a comfortable seat, and take a few deep breaths just to settle in. You can keep your eyes open or closed, and just listen to my voice. Imagine you are waking up, your alarm has gone off. You get out of bed, and what is the first thing you do? Imagine what your morning is looking like. When you look at the clock, you notice that the time is wrong. What begins to happen? Feel the sensations that comment just created for you. Now, take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale completely. Sigh it out through your mouth. I invite you now to acknowledge that the situation is you're running late, and I want you to take a moment here to break the mind cycle. So you can close your eyes or you can lower your gaze. And begin to notice the natural rise and fall of your breath. And we'll just spend about 15 seconds here observing the breath. And coming back, releasing your practice, reopening your eyes if you like, blinking them open slowly. And notice your mind, notice your body. That, my friends, is the power of slowing down. And I do want to go back to Shara's comment. I love that your adopted dog loves to do slow doggy things. And it's very cool that you have that opportunity to just be, and to perhaps even, I'll venture to say, maybe even tapping into your inner child, which is also really important. I've been getting a lot of, in a lot of forums, the importance of tending to your inner child and to really connect with your inner child. And one way you can do that is to sit for a few moments and perhaps think about something that you like to do when you were a child, and maybe you bring that passion back or that joy. Shara, you also do slower yoga practices focused on the deep inner journey. Yeah, absolutely. And that's another great entry point on the journey to learn how to slow down. Because while the faster practices that are offered in the Western yoga culture, the hot yoga, the power yoga, vinyasa yoga, ashtanga, they have their place. Not all studios or fitness centers or gyms or classes have a blend of fast-paced poses and slower-paced poses. And if you find a class that has both and that's what you love, fantastic. But you do need physically and mentally a balance between the fast-paced go, the grind culture, the hamster wheel, the treadmill type of lifestyle, and the slower paced classes. And both have their place. And what I have found is that often with the faster paced classes, you don't necessarily have the time to really be with your thoughts, other than if you happen to be holding a pose or you're thinking because I can't keep up. That's that's valid, and that's your thoughts. Yet when you're in a slower paced class or a class that focuses on holding poses for a longer period of time, you do have the opportunity to sit and be with your thoughts, and have the opportunity to repeatedly come back to your breath. There is no expectation when you're in my world that when you're meditating or when you're in a slow paced yoga class that your mind is going to turn off. That's not physically possible. Yet each time you come back to your mat and come back to practice, you have the opportunity to continue to work with your mind and use the tools of bringing your mind back to your breath, acknowledging your thoughts. Acknowledging your thoughts can be a huge thing, because that's what stops the story that you're being told in that moment, and it brings you back into the present. And once you do that, going back to our exercise, what did you all feel? What did you feel in your body when you went through that? When you realized that, oh my gosh, I'm running late? And how often are there days where you don't even know what happened to your day, what you even did, because it went by so fast? It could be because you were productive, or you just were go, go, go all day and never took a moment to just stop. So the invitation is to practice taking a moment. Maybe it is when you first get up, just giving yourself a really nice good morning stretch, and maybe taking a few moments, could be 10 seconds, to just listen to your breath, and to maybe think of something you want to accomplish for that day, or something that you're thankful for. And you can always revisit that activity throughout the day. Noticing your breath is one of the most accessible yoga practices you will ever find. Christian, I love that you love slow yoga. You are unique. A lot of people, especially where I live, they prefer the fast yoga. So I love meeting people who love slow yoga. Cher, I know you do too. You mentioned it earlier. And yes, Christian, I'm very excited about class on Sunday, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So wrapping up this topic, which again, we're only touching the surface of the benefits of slowing down. We've really talked mostly about the mental benefits and briefly about the physical benefits. Yet really, I'd like to close by saying, anytime that you can sit down and do nothing, and really either stare at a window and daydream for a little bit, or listen to feel the rise and fall of your breath, or maybe listen to your breathing. Not listening to anything. This is totally technology-free moment. The more you do this, first of all, you're giving your brain a break. You're also giving your body a time to just completely release. I mean, if you're sitting back in your chair, and Deb, I love that you added your comment as your favorite thing is to do nothing. It can be so restorative in and of itself, just doing nothing. We don't do enough of doing nothing in our world. So if nothing, the invitation today to walk away with is that slowing down both benefits your brain and your body. And the more often you're able to slow down, ultimately over time, you'll become more and more productive. So, seeing no other questions right now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this week's talk. If you all want more about this topic, let me know. And you can either drop your comments here, or you can drop them, send me a DM, or post something in the group. I do have a Facebook group, Yoga to Enhance Your Quality of Life. I will drop that. I'll drop that link here into the chat for those of you who are not members. I do post this on multiple platforms. So if you are watching on another platform, I will be dropping my a link to my link tree, which has all the ways that you can work with me. It also has a link to the 4-week series that Christian was talking about, and we're in the 4th week of a slow down and bust stress with yoga series. The beautiful thing is, even if you've missed the first 3 weeks, you have the opportunity to purchase the entire series. So if you're able to participate live this week, great. If not, if you're watching this at another time, or 3 months from now, there is an opportunity to purchase that course. Again, I'll drop the links into the into everything. Christian, I love that you have no other thoughts. That's awesome. And the other thing is, if you have not worked with me before, if you haven't purchased a course or have not attended any of my free or paid classes, I'm going to drop the link to schedule a one-on-one call with me, a yoga experience where you can, we'll get together for 20 minutes. It's free, and you'll have the opportunity for me to create a customized yoga experience that meets you where you are. So I'm having some technical issues right now. I don't know what's going on. But I will drop that link to schedule your one-on-one session into the comments of this video. So with that all being said, I look forward to seeing you in the group and on other forums, and I wish you all a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you all again very soon, and definitely next week. Be well, my friends. Take care.